What is going on, everybody? It's Alex coming back here with another video, and today we are doing, quite honestly, the most fun 5-round mock, with trades of course, since I pretty much began this, because there's some very, very intricate pieces that have been moving with teams losing and winning and all this like weird shit. Of course, they lose and win every week, but there's been a huge freaking change of the draft order. Obviously, last week we had to deal with, obviously, the 1-2 switch. But now there is quite a bit more, and we're going to be unpacking that. It's going to be definitely an interesting series. So keep tuned with me. Let's keep rolling with it, man. This is going to be all on the spot, of course. I haven't really thought any of this shit out. So, get to see my thought process. Let's have a little bit of fun. If you guys are new, drop a sub. We're over 1,250 subs, which is absolutely amazing. I love that so much. You guys are really helping me out with everything as well. Just like giving me company. Obviously, it's COVID time. Can't really like hang out with people that much. So you guys commenting down below, talking to each other, talking to me, it's the best part of the job. So I really do appreciate it. I hope you guys enjoy this video. Let's rock it. Now, starting off with this number 1 pick, the Jags. This is the easiest pick in the entire draft, right? Trevor Lawrence, the most guaranteed dude. Trevor Lawrence, Andrew Luck, whatever the hell you want to call him. Peyton Manning. I don't know if we want to go that far, but Trevor Lawrence is a blue chip prospect. All right, he's a dude who he has the size, he has the arm, he has the processor. He stares down his reads, but again, you guys will hear this over and over again. It's because, according to 49ers head scout, that he is just able to A, put it in the right spot, and B, he knows his guys have the advantage. Like, why not, right? So in the NFL, he can easily adjust, and he has a pretty lethal wide receiver core right now anyways in Jacksonville. The Jags are officially going to be 100% here at this spot, so have some fun, Jags fans, because, I mean, it's a pretty damn good pick. Now, Jets fans, you guys are probably lamenting at the idea that, it sucks. It sucks you missed out on Trevor. But it's not guaranteed that he is the best quarterback in this class. Trevor Lawrence has been the most consistent. He's been the most talented. He's been the most safe at that high level of a talent. However, there's somebody who's shown some extreme flashes. And now I know that you guys have won, 2 straight now? Against some very high level competition with Sam Darnold. But this dude literally has thrown over 200 yards 3 times. 3 times this year. Absolutely wonderful. 9 picks, 8 interceptions. I mean, dude, that sounds like a starting caliber quarterback to nobody. Now, this is going to be an interesting pick because we could have gone Penei Sewell if they really wanted. If they had a straight up boner for Sam Darnold, they would love to go this route. They don't. They really don't. They love Sam Darnold because he has that arm. He has a crazy arm. He has the ability to scramble. The problem was you're taking a big shot on a dude who, went back when he regressed from his freshman to sophomore year. That was the big question mark. That's why Sam didn't go number 1, because they're like, dude, why is this guy not as good as he was when he first popped off? They all knew his potential, and that's why I say Justin Fields is not on the table. Justin Fields is Sam Darnold's situation 2.0. He was really talented, right? Very talented. And I'm sure that he's very talented. Just like Sam, in the right scheme, could probably be very talented. However, I don't think that you move from one Sam Darnold to another because it's boom or bust. He definitely regressed this year, even though he still has a 90-plus PFF grade against the better teams, the teams that are going to be more similar to the NFL. He did lack production. However, there's a kid who has come onto the scene who has the arm talent of a Sam Darnold, who has the scrambling ability of a Sam Darnold, who he did have a shoulder surgery. However, his shoulder looks pretty good. So obviously, as my family, we've had plenty of shoulder reconstructions. We know that, if you get shoulder surgery, that's not a bad thing. If you had a bad shoulder to begin with, then it's fixed. If they did it well, and obviously his arm angles he's been throwing with, pretty damn good. I think that that's something that is a legitimate, excusable red flag. And that means Zach Wilson's going number 2. No trade here. Zach Wilson, he has a very high chance of being a franchise quarterback. I mean, he is 95 something PFF grade. He's lighting it up. And after that bowl game, he just solidified himself as the number 2 quarterback in the class. He's really talented. Super high floor with how well of a processor he has. He just has a little bit of an attitude, and that's wonderful. It's not a bad attitude. It's just a cocky attitude. And if he's able to go to the Jets where hopefully with the head coaching change, along with some extra pieces on that offense, I mean, I'm sure that he's going to be in a great situation. The Jets are a solid team. People forget that. They're beating these high-end teams because they're not that bad. CJ Mosley's going to be coming back. It's a team with a lot of poise and a lot of potential. I love it. Like, Jets fans, hey, you don't need to hang your head that low because, yeah, Zach Wilson is not Trevor Lawrence. But he could be. He definitely could be. You never know. T-Law's had some injuries in his time, too. You never know if T-Law will actually get injured and, like, end up dying. Like, not actually dying. I hope to God he never dies. Like, that's, I mean, not an immortal type shit. But, yeah, you know, guys, you know what I'm talking about. I hope he never has to, like, leave the NFL for injury reasons. Andrew Luck. But now, Dolphins, where do we go with you guys? This is an interesting pick, all right? Now, we know that their biggest issues are the linebacker as well as center, as well as a true, I would assume, slot wide receiver. You guys want, every time, guys are saying, get Ja'Marr Chase. But not you Dolphins fans. Because you know that, because Preston Williams didn't take a leap, he was undrafted. Thank you guys for correcting me on that, by the way. He hasn't taken that leap, and that's okay. He's an undrafted player. He can develop with time. He's shown some really big flashes, and that's okay to take some time. So we're not going to be going Ja'Marr Chase here. However, the entire offensive line has been below 60 PFF grade the entire year. I think there's been like one game where one dude has been above that PFF grade of 60. That's embarrassing. Austin Jackson is developing. Robert Hunt deserves to be a guard. God only knows what the hell you're putting him at tackle. Ted Karras needs to get the fuck out of there. I mean, yeah, you guys could definitely use 2 linemen in this class, but I mean, dude, Penei Sewell is the most guaranteed prospect you'll ever get. He's the most guaranteed line prospect you'll ever get. There's no doubt in my mind we're taking this. Second idea that I was thinking about having is trading back and getting Micah Parsons. But, man, I don't think you can just do that. There's no justification in that. So I think Penei Sewell is going to be the ultimate high-value pick here. So we're keeping the draft order as is. And, I mean, most drafts, you don't you don't, like, shift out of the top 3/top 5. Don't usually see too many picks trading there because they're so valuable. Now, we saw that in the past couple drafts, and that's okay. That was a big clickbait title type stuff. But, I mean, obviously, we got to be realistic here. That's why you guys come to watch this. Falcons, you owe Matt Ryan $100 million. It's a $125 million contract that expires in 2024. However, it is true that obviously you kind of front load, I believe, the contract on the guaranteed money, so it's like you can kind of cut them towards the end, which is like that's 100% understandable. So I believe that it will only be $75 million that you owe him in guaranteed money, plus of course the $25 million not guaranteed through his contract. Which means if we have a guy like Justin Fields who sits for a year behind Matt Ryan, or if he's traded to the 49ers, I think that's an amazing idea. Then this is a perfect landing spot for a kid like Justin Fields, because either situation. The Falcons trade away Matt Ryan. You have a quarterback who has a lot of potential that can grow. But B, if he stays at least for one more year, you have a guy who can mentor Justin Fields. Justin Fields' ceiling, to me, is the highest in the class out of all these guys. But his floor is easily the lowest out of these guys. Easily the lowest. So Justin Fields is going to be an excellent pick there. Honestly, it's just like you have to take a shot on that. He could be your next franchise guy. Matt Ryan's not worth the money. As long as you can trade him away. And, of course, I thought Madden logic applied here because I thought Madden would be at least semi-realistic. I'm just starting to learn that trades, actually, you don't have to do anything about guaranteed money. The other team just has to take it on, which is stupid. That Madden actually does that stupid shit where, like, if you give them guaranteed and you trade them away. It's whatever, guys. You don't need to hear about it. You're not here to listen about damn Madden. You probably want to follow Bengal or some shit for that. Fuck that guy. But Eagles, this is a pretty easy one for me. I do this every time. Micah Parsons, yeah, he could be everything that you want. But Ja'Marr Chase is easily going to be the pick. I'm tired of you guys saying you guys want DeVonta Smith. I'm sorry. I mean, some of you guys are my very loyal fans. It's kind of asinine for you guys to continue saying shit like that. It's so annoying. Like, do you guys not realize he is 6'1", 175? Yes, he can put on some pounds in the NFL. However, there's no guarantee of that. He wanted to do it this year. He's 23 as well. He literally said, I'm going to be putting on weight. He's still 175 at 6'1". You put him up against a Roquan Smith who's hitting him at full speed. Like, this dude will literally potentially have a spinal fracture. All right? That is like, you can't do that. You need to have somebody huge on the outside, like a Travis Fulgham, but you dumbasses decided to give Carson Wentz a monster contract and you're $60 million under the cap. So you can't re-sign Fulgham. That's your guys' fault. However, Jamar Chase is going to be a perfect number one weapon for you guys. Put Rager in the slot. You have Quez Watkins that you can put on the outside as well. You have a youthful, fun, energetic wide receiver core. Get out of here with this DeVonta Smith stuff, man. I'm telling you. This is definitely worth the pick. Now, Bengals, you guys had the best tackle in the draft, right? Straight up, you did. That's a really unfortunate, right? That's really, really unfortunate. I feel bad about you guys, right? That's something that we have to take into consideration. There is a team that might be wanting to trade up. Not for a quarterback, like I've given them in every single draft until recently. Because I don't believe in Trey Lance. My God, my hair is horrible. Now, I know I have a lot of you guys on this channel. A lot of you guys who are fans of this team. Adamant fans. You guys will live, breathe, and die in the comment section for all my selections, alright? This being said, you Carolina Panthers fans need a real true linebacker in this scheme. You guys have been doing a pretty good job with that defense. Your quarterback is pretty lackluster. Your corners, yeah, you could definitely take one. But there's Micah Parsons on the board. And the Lions could be vying for trying to trade up in this draft. Now, as much as I don't like giving away all your picks, because you're a rebuilding team, I think that you can't pass up on a monster like Parsons. So we are 100% going to be going with the Carolina Panthers. Yes, I did preload this. Trading up with the Bengals. Now, this is going to be a hefty trade. We're going to be trading a 1, a 3, and a next year 2 in order to move up move up 3 spots. We're going to be able to get a 6th and maybe a next year. We're not going to get a next year 7th in return. We're going to be able to get a 6th and a 1 this year, which will allow us to trade back up, maybe into the 2nd round, maybe into the 3rd. So keep your eyes out on that, guys. But I think that this is a very interesting move. Something that you guys, of course, they're going to deny the trade. We're going to be tossing in a next year 7th or some shit as well. But this is something that you guys are either going to love or hate. And I know that you guys are very adamant on getting a quarterback. But Micah Parsons is too good to pass up at this spot. It's unfortunate that you guys keep winning. You guys won that last game, which is stupid. But at least now you can get Micah Parsons, be a true captain of your defense, pair him up with Chung there in that backfield. His name's Chung. Oh my God, I'm bugging. I always do that every time. But pair him up with all your true young talent there. Micah Parsons is going to be a great leader, and that's just going to be a fun pick because this team right here either is going to take a linebacker in Parsons or they're going to take a wide receiver. There's no in-between to me. There's zero in-between. And to be honest, there are teams around that could be trying to vie for a guy like DeVonta Smith. Now, yes, I did just complain about his body size, saying that he cannot last in the NFL. But if you guys listen closely, I said they need a big-ass target, and they need a slot. Now, I think Danny Amendola might not be there. However, you can, of course, get a slot guy. But Kenny Galladay is an amazing distraction for those heavier, bigger safeties because they don't need to clobber on DeVonta Smith. DeVonta Smith is a very talented prospect. Jalen Waddle, too. But DeVonta Smith has shown something special this year. He's been able to show that he is uniquely able to play as well as he's been playing without a number one wide receiver being there. He took the number one spot and just kept going with it. Jalen Waddle has never been able to show that his entire career. Doesn't mean he can't, but there's a guarantee that DeVonta can carry his own weight. So that's why I think DeVonta Smith's going to be a perfect fit in this scheme as well. I love it to death. Now, Giants, I mean, that was another pick that could have been a Micah Parsons pick right there, man. That would have been amazing, right? Like, now we're looking at some edge players, and Kwity Paye is going to be quite fun, man. I love Kwity Paye. He usually should be going to the Falcons here if it weren't for Justin Fields. I think that's the right pick. Gregory Rousseau is high ceiling, very low floor, right? He has a pretty shitty bend, and he's just pretty much all prospect. And we're going to be turning down the screen brightness just because, you know, of course, the computer fan likes to go off. I want to make sure that you guys don't hear a damn jet engine, right? Gregory Rousseau is somebody with an extremely high ceiling. On a team like this, it would be okay. I mean, if we want to look at teams that want to jump, there is a team that could be wanting to jump. The Bengals. For a starting corner, that team is the Cowboys. The Cowboys are moving up with the... Oh, wait, never mind. We can't do that. My bad. We can't do that. But, I mean, I was about to just straight up pull the trigger with the Cowboys jumping in with the Giants in order to get the jump the Bengals here. However, that's not possible. So, at this pick, with the freaking G-men being so damn greedy, we're going to have to go with a target in Kwity Paye. Kwity Paye is an excellent target. You know, he's exactly what you want, exactly what you need. He's somebody who, when Michigan sucks, he's been doing great. So I love Kwity Paye pick here. It's going to be able to add some true pass rush. It's going to be a very good overall pick for the G-men. And plus, you get some extra pass rush help in there. You can never complain about that. Kwity Paye is a top-end talent in this draft class and a lot higher floor than a Gregory Rousseau. You don't really need busts right now, especially when your team's hurting. Like, Gregory Rousseau would be a great option if they were here at 11, maybe later on. But when you're here, you get the best edge in the class. That's Kwity Paye. Now, Bengals, where do we rock with y'all? This is going to be a pretty interesting one. It's between these two dudes. I know we need some tackle help, so Christian Darrisaw would be an interesting one here. And I mean, we could always trade back, but I think that corner with William Jackson III leaving, I think this is just as big of a need as a tackle. Given how many tackles are in this draft class and not as many corners, this is kind of a need for them, like a very big need. And I'm gonna steal him. I hate to do this. Sorry, not Niners fans. Sorry, Cowboys fans. Patrick Surtain is going to be the pick here. I've seen him as like the number 2 pick formerly in drafts when I used to do my 7-round mocks. He would be going like number 2 to the Bengals. But, I mean, man, Patrick Surtain is a true boundary threat, and he's going to be able to replace anybody on that damn roster, man. I'm telling you. The Bengals have now solidified a real true piece on that defense. Now, Broncos, where do we go with you guys? You guys definitely need a corner. Dude, Caleb Farley, you cannot pass up on this shit. Like with, of course, the Niners. I don't know why I keep saying the Niners. The Cowboys sitting there. They need a corner. Caleb Farley is going to be the pick, man. I mean, you can't trade back at this spot. You need that infusion of youth. It's going to be fun. It's going to be energetic. That's the way to rock it. Let's go Caleb Farley here. And plus, like, your secondary is just getting too old, man. Don't let Justin Simmons die on you. Let him actually have some value when he's still in his prime. Let Caleb Farley be able to grow there as well. Arguably, you could flip these 2 picks if you want, which unfortunately leaves the Cowboys stuck with the Jaycee Horn, which, I mean, that's not a bad pick whatsoever, right? That's 100% not a bad pick. However, it's not ideal either. With that said, if we're looking at teams that could use a corner, they have one right behind them. It's like, shoot. Like, what do we do? Like, honestly, I don't really want to go 3 cornerbacks in a row, but you don't have much of a choice. You have 4 corners on contract here. Jaycee Horn's a stud. I mean, I'm perfectly fine taking him here at 11. It's just like, man, you missed out on 1 and 2. Now you got to go 3, but you already know you're going to be going out. Like, if you trade back, you're going to be getting Eric Stokes or Asante Samuel Jr. I think you got to go with Jaycee Horn here out of South Carolina. Like, honestly, that's just the best way to go, and that's the way we were rocking. Now, Chargers. You guys lost on that cornerback help. You don't need it. I've been trying to just get some infusion of youth in that corner core. You don't need it. So we can get off that train if we're trying to go after, like, oh, do they need stuff? That being said, there's guys like Kyle Pitts on the board. And, man, I'm telling you guys, if you don't think that the Chargers are going to re-sign Hunter Henry, you bet your ass this is the pick. 100% this is the pick. However, with such a need for offensive line, are there any teams that could really use a tackle? I mean, I'm sure that the Niners could 100% use a tackle. I mean, even the damn Vikings, if they want to, they can use a tackle as well. So there are teams that could use a tackle. Even Marcus Cannon's getting old as hell, even though Owusu's there. There's definitely teams that need tackles. But at the same time, you are a pretty young team. And they're probably not going to be going after tackles. So there are teams that are vying for a quarterback trade-up. You guys already know exactly where I'm looking at. The Washington football team, you see what happens. Of course, Simba was, of course, dropped as of today, I believe. So, I mean, it's pretty obvious that they want to go after, like Alex Smith's been doing a pretty good job. So, if you do think that way, we could honestly not even trade back here and then go for a Kyle Trask, who, in my opinion, is Kirk Cousins 2.0. That being said, Ron Rivera likes his speedy quarterbacks. So, it's up in the air, man. I think you just got to go with it. We got to go with it. I know you guys love, Washington fans, you love seeing your team be able to get some great value with a quarterback who, honestly, he should be a really talented dude. Pause. What the hell is this? That's definitely not realistic. I'm going to be throwing in a 7th here as well. just to be able to trade back. I mean, hey, a first and a third, that definitely, I mean, dude, we couldn't trade up like fucking 3 spots. We're trading up like 6 spots here. We definitely deserve to put an extra 7th in there. So now Washington, we're 100% going to be getting Trey Lance here. That's just, it's so worth it. It's so worth that pick, man. Because also a team like the Niners could be looking for that as well. So Trey Lance, I mean, the Washington had to jump him. And that leaves the Vikings like looking like, oh shit, do we get some edge help here in Gregory Rousseau? Or do we get some tackle help? Or do we even get some guard help in Wyatt Davis? Again, Wyatt Davis is the best guard in the class. You can't really argue that. Again, you could say Elijah Vera Tucker here, but I mean, Elijah Vera Tucker has shown that he can be bullied by heavy pass rushers, like you can call a Khalil Mack. So we're 100% sticking with the Wyatt Davis pick here, especially with a team like the Niners, who could 100% use some extra line help. Now, Eric Stokes is here. We could be looking at that as an option for the Niners. But, I mean, shoot, you guys are kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. You can even go Gregory Rousseau if you want. Again, we can always get rid of D Ford if we want to. But given the amount of value at this spot, like, what can we do? Now, we can, of course, like the Patriots, we already know where we're targeting. Given the fact that that the Chargers traded back meant that Hunter Henry is still there. So we already know Kyle Pitts is going to be the next pick, right? So I hate to spoil it for you guys. However, looking at the right pick for the team might be Elijah Vera Tucker. That means you can trade back. So what's a team that needs a real pass rusher? Honestly, a team that could definitely use one is the Cardinals. The Cardinals definitely could use one. And Gregory Rousseau is a perfect pick. And if they drop back, they can still get whatever the hell they want. You know, so I'm going to 100. Oh, man, I hate that they're in the division, man. That just so bugs me. It really rips me a new one. Ugh. That leaves the Raiders to be wanting to move up for Gregory Rousseau because they know that other teams might be vying for a guy like Gregory Rousseau. So the Raiders are actually going to be trading up. There you go. There's your fun trade for you guys. I think that's going to be an awesome pick here. Niners, I mean, if you can get a 5th round out of this, that'd be excellent. We're going to be trading that 5th round. We're going to try to get a 7th back. We're going to see where it becomes likely. We're going to be doing that right there. We're going to be sending that through. This is going to be a longer video because I want it to be nice and methodical for you guys because also it's on the spot. Gregory Rousseau is going to be the perfect pick here, though. Excellent spot for him to go. On a team like where Chucky can definitely develop a high-end talent like that, you can't pass that up. Kyle Pitts is going to be another great pick here. We already know if you want a versatile weapon, honestly, best weapon in the class, in my opinion, you look no further than Kyle Pitts. So we're going to be rocking Kyle Pitts here. Niners, we're back again. Woohoo! So right now we're stuck between Eric Stokes as well as, obviously, we can go Christian Darrisaw to replace that right tackle spot where McGlinchey is, right? So we could definitely look at that way. We can even look at Elijah Vera Tucker, who can play guard or tackle. But I think Leatherwood would be better to kick into guard if we want to go for a round 2 pick right there. With this being said, your cornerback core does need help, but your line is pretty garbo. We see that your quarterbacks get injured all the damn time. So to me, I mean, this is a weird one, guys. But I'm gonna be rocking Christian Darrisaw here. I want to hear what you Niners fans think, but I think that you guys might want that protection. Christian Darrisaw's been a stud. If you don't want to re-sign Trent Williams, because again, with the cap situation, you got to re-sign Fred Warner and that shit too. I mean, like, he can fit anywhere in that offensive line. Again, McGlinchey hasn't been that great. If you want to kick Darrisaw to guard, you could even do that. But he's had a 95 or 96 PFF grade. He's been lights out. I think he goes even higher than this in the real draft. Definitely something. You got your extra draft capital. It's the perfect thing to do. Now, Cards, where do we go with you? We could go definitely corner here with Eric Stokes. I think that would be a fun one. We could also go with an edge player like Joseph Ossai. When looking at the edge class in the 2nd round, I think Joseph Ossai is not worth as much as somebody in the 2nd. Getting a guy like Eric Stokes out of Georgia, aggressive instincts, Marcus Peters-esque, that would be perfect to replace Patrick Peterson on this squad. We're going to be definitely taking Eric Stokes at this spot. And of course, Niners. If you guys are mad about that pick, you guys can always get a corner in the 2nd as well. Christian Darrisaw is a blue chip prospect. Don't try to shun that. Because of course you have the teams like the Colts here who are 100% going for a tackle, like Samuel Cosme, who I think is better than Darrisaw, but like also I can't really back that up. These guys are both like 2A and 2B next to Penei Sewell. They're just absolute studs, and with Costanzo going to be retiring, it's a big ass need, especially for that squad there. No matter who the hell you have in that squad, you need to re-rock in that pick. Now, Oh my God, why am I bugging on the damn Chargers names? You need to definitely be focusing on the offensive line or the corner core, right? So if we're looking at the corner core, can you use a Shaun Wade? You could use a slot corner. To be 100% honest, I mean, Chris Harris Jr. could take that role, but he's also kind of old as all get-go. Like, that is 100% understandable if you guys want to go that route. However, I think line route is kind of the only route that we should be going at this point with high-end prospects like Jalen Mayfield here. I mean, if you want to be going for a guard, we could be going Elijah Vera Tucker here as well. With that all being said, there is still Jalen Waddle on the board. And I did this last time. We're trading up with the Dolphins. Chargers are continuing to trade back, gain draft capital. They're a young team. They want to be able to rebuild properly. This is the way to do it. So we're going to possibly, we're going to send in a sit. No, that's not fair. We're not going to be trading up 4 spots with a 6th round. We're sending a 4th round as well, just to be able to move up and smooch Jalen Waddle from the squad right here. That is just, oh, it's so good. It's so good, man. Jalen Waddle with Tua Tagovailoa, even if he's not the quarterback, Jalen Waddle on this squad is a super high-end prospect. I like it a lot. Now, Bears, given the fact that Trubisky has been playing pretty damn well in the right scheme, i.e. Matt Nagy is not calling the plays, now is the time to consider getting a tackle. So, with that being said, that's definitely something we need to keep our eyes on. I don't think we need to take one right now, though. Like, it's interesting, because Kyle Trask is definitely somebody who I'd be interested in taking here, because I think the Bears, I mean, if Matt Nagy wants to continue running the team, he's going to need to go that way. I'm sorry about the jet engine noise, guys. I literally have it on, everything closed down on my entire computer anyways. But the Bears, we need to get some protection on that offensive line as well. So looking at a guy like Jalen Mayfield right now would be quite a good idea. So honestly, we're going to keep, the idea is franchise tag Trubisky for a year, and then see how the hell he does. Let's get Jalen Mayfield. Why not? It's going to be fun. It's going to be energetic. You need to get that tackle help right there. And then we're going to get possibly Rashaan Slater in the next round if we're able to trade up for him, be able to fill up that guard role as well. Now, Jags, that's unfortunate. I wanted to get you guys a very high-end tackle right here. But the funny thing is, this is a damn good tackle class too. Maybe not not the top 4 of like last year's class, but you still have a very high level of play that you guys can do, right? Like, there's definitely still some high-level tackles here. If you want to go a slot corner, you can go Shaun Wade. If you want to go for, this is disrespectful. Where the hell is my boy Asante Samuel? If you want to go Asante Samuel Jr., that's 100% understandable. However, given the fact that you guys should get some offensive line talent, I'm going to be looking at Liam Eichenberg here, which is unfortunate that, of course, the Steelers don't get to get him. But he hasn't let up a sack in 2 years. He's definitely somebody where if you're going to be bringing on Trevor Lawrence, you're going to kind of want a guy like Eichenberg to be able to hold up that offensive line. And that's just, you can't let that go. Now, oh my God, JOK's on the board. There's no need to talk about this. Linebackers, safety, what a slot corner. Every single thing that you want to use him for, he's able to play. JOK is the most interesting linebacker in this class, and he's the guy with the highest upside. And honestly, he's higher upside than, I'm starting to stuck in my throat, higher upside than Micah Parsons. So definitely a very interesting, intriguing prospect right there. Leaving, of course, the Chargers to be like, shoot, do we trade back even more? No, I don't think that's the case. Elijah Vera Tucker is going to be an excellent option at this spot to be able to fill that guard role. If you want him to play tackle, you can play tackle as well. But you have way too many dudes on contract right now to not get Elijah Vera Tucker. I love Elijah Vera Tucker. Honestly, I think it's a great pick, but that's a right move. And of course, the Ravens keep moving up the rankings. So right now, Terrace Marshall Jr. is the only guy I can see going at this spot. You guys want a big target. If you're not getting Kyle Pitts, you're getting Terrace Marshall. He's going to be a true number 1 guy right here. Also, let me know if you guys also love this. I love how like this is big and this is small now. It's just it looks so much better. But we got, of course, the Buccaneers here. And I always go interior defensive line here. However, Joseph Ossai is on the board. I don't think we can pass that up given how the Titans are sitting right there. Joseph Ossai has to be the pick. You don't need to sign Shaquille Barrett. I know that you guys are going to be losing, of course, what's his name, and Ndamukong Suh, because he's a $16 million contract right there. But Joseph Ossai is going to be able to replace that Shaq Barrett role, leaving, of course, the Titans to be wanting to go Azeez Ojulari here. But let's see if any other teams could pick him up. We could see the Jets picking him up. Don't think that's a very realistic pick here, however. Given the value on the board, is there any team that could use a center or a guard? or even a combination of center, guard, and tackle, it's the Super Bowl champion as of right now. Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs. They're going to be trading up here because there's teams that could use an edge player. I mean, I guess, but I don't see that happening. The Titans are trading back with the Chiefs. How interesting is this, guys? This is definitely something I've never done before. But with the guys on the board, you're going to be wanting to 100% like just full send this. So we're going to be doing this. We're going to try to trade the 1, 4, and 6 to move also back a 6, just so I can make it more likely so it won't have to be us finagling 24/7. So the Titans are going to be moving back to 32, allowing the Chiefs, who just lost Elijah Vera Tucker, to select Creed Humphrey out of Oklahoma. Definitely an interesting dude right here. I would have thought about Rashaan Slater, but Creed Humphrey can replace that guard role and that tackle, and the center role. So I think that's going to be a lot better. Even though Rashaan Slater can do that, I think Creed Humphrey's been doing it very consistently for a long period of time, and he's just a veteran. He's a really good guy. You can swap Rashaan Slater in here if you want, but I think Creed Humphrey's going to be the right role there. Now, Jets, you guys can either go cornerback, like Shaun Wade's not going to replace Brian Poole, or else we're going to go wide receiver. You guys already know exactly where I'm going. Rashod Bateman, he's a true separator. That's going to be great. You got your guy Denzel Mims, who's your big target, and now you have Rashod Bateman. It's absolutely wonderful. I think it's a match made in heaven, and that's going to be the best way to roll with it, man. Honestly, just be able to get Zach Wilson some separators, and so you can let his arm throw it deep to Brashad Perriman, to Denzel Mims, but allow him to throw it over the middle to Rashod Bateman. That's going to be very crucial. And he has very good hands in this class, too. Now, Bills, where do we rock with you guys? There's a lot of really good talent on the board, like Zaven Collins. He's one of my favorite linebackers in the class. Very well might be the pick here. However, there is also a dude like Shaun Wade on the board, who, if you use him in the slot, he is going to be dominant. I know that I'm pretty sure that your slot role is already filled up, but Levi Wallace is garbage. Shaun Wade's going to be better than Levi Wallace any day. So I'm going to be rocking with Shaun Wade. He's not garbage. He's garbage compared to Shaun Wade. So Shaun Wade's going to be going because he would have went right here to the Saints. And the Saints are going to be nice and sucking up freaking Zaven Collins here out of Tulsa. I mean, it's a match made in heaven at that pick. And the Steelers, we're like, shoot, where do we go? Like Rashaan Slater? We could use him at guard, center, or tackle. That's 100% true. We could also use a guy like Jay Tuafele. You could use a guy like Davion Nixon. We could use a running back. There's a lot of routes that we could go here, and it's very interesting because of the fact that, usually Azeez Ojulari's gone. There's a lot of dudes who are still on the board because this is a different draft. But given how we really do need some extra protection, and we need guard and tackle help, because again, our guard is, center and tackle help. This pick right here, Rashaan Slater, might be the perfect pick in the draft. He can fill any role. Alejandro Villanueva, if you want to franchise tag him one more year, can teach him how to play. Pouncey's going to get old. He's going to be gone. DeCastro's still not the most young plucked chicken in the world. Rashaan Slater's going to be a great option here. You know me, how much I love my line, man. Rashaan Slater's going to be a great option for the Steelers. Now, we could have went Trask there as well. That's 100% accurate. If you guys wanted to go Trask, that could have been 100% that pick there. Okay, so after a big mental crisis there, we are going to actually stick with that pick because I don't think any quarterback's going to do well if the offensive line ain't going to do well, especially with the run game being as garbage as it is. We need to make sure that Rashaan Slater's in there, regardless of who the hell the quarterback is. Now, the G-men, the Packers, we already know where we're going to be rocking here. Can we go for Rondale Moore, or could we potentially trade back? Dude, Aaron Rodgers would be so pissed if the Cheeseheads traded back. But man, there's Kadarius Toney and Rondale Moore to be had. And that's something that we can do in the second round. And you know what? I think this is going to be an interesting idea. This is something that I've never done before. So I'm going to potentially pause the video here. I'm going to commentate over it in case I don't anyways. But I think the Steelers are going to be trading back into the first round. This is really weird. It's a very interesting concept. But I think the Steelers are going to be trading back into the first round with the Packers, meaning that they're going to be giving up a good amount of picks, right? 100%, they're going to be giving up a lot of picks. However, it might just be worth it. So given the fact that a 4 would be more likely, we're going to be potentially sending in a next year second along with a 4 this year for a 1. Let's just see if we can get a 6 here. We're gonna throw volley for this 6. This is gonna be the most interesting trade, most controversial trade we have in the entire draft. But I think the Steelers are going to like Trask, and the Packers have accepted the offer, leaving the Steelers to get Kyle Trask, back-to-back picks. Insane. I know you guys are gonna kill me, but that's okay. The Packers are gonna be retrading back up. They have a lot of draft capital now to be able to trade up for new wide receivers. There's a lot of them on the board, leaving Azeez Ojulari to be the perfect pick here for the Titans to end off the first round, to have a dude for 5 years, and he's just going to ball out, dude. I love Azeez Ojulari here. So let me know what you guys think. This is by far the most interesting draft I think I've ever done. Lots of trades, lots of big movements here, but I think that it's definitely an interesting one. So I thank you guys so much for watching. I know a lot of you guys are not going to like that last pick there. I mean, the second to last pick, but I really do appreciate you guys doing everything for me. Check out round 2 before you get too pissy. That'll be dropping tomorrow. I'll see you on the far side. Peace.